The pound dollar lost 5% of its value in 2 trading days. Check out the chart to see the action, and here is why. 5% down in the pound dollar. Started on Thursday's trading day at 112. We finished off at the end of Monday at 103.90. Now, that's the lowest the pound has ever been against the dollar since it decimalized 1971 against the US dollar. We've seen a bit of a recovery. We went as high as the 108.60s, and that was with speculation that the Bank of England, watching this situation very closely, could very well call on an emergency meeting to increase interest rates sooner than the markets expected. Now, investors have since shaken that off slightly. Markets come down back to those 106s. Very ominous levels as a lot of people are shorting the pound. High value banks, investment banks, funds, all looking to place shorts on the pound. A record $664 billion worth of shorts went in on Friday, and it didn't do well for anyone holding those pound longs. If you're looking at the pound dollar now, do sit with interest, as we could see more moves. A lot of investors could well be expecting to see parity if we do not see that intervention. An intervention into the pound also is an ominous sign, because markets don't like to see central banks intervening in their currency, as it is a sign of a currency failure with recessionary economic cycle on the loom for the UK, as well as inflationary pressure being curbed by the recently announced income tax and national insurance tax breaks in the UK by the new government leader Liz Truss. The chart we're going to look at today, though, is the pound yen. So if we just switch to the pound yen, we'll see the moves, what happened there. Lowest since February 2021. Went down to 148.96. Big wick formed already since the market opened today. Back up to the 154s, the mid 154s, and that's operating around the March lows of earlier on this year. What we can see in the pound yen, with a pound against the yen, could be a better trade if you're looking at it versus the pound against the US dollar, simply because we've got a dovish Bank of Japan. Now, their intervention was very short-lived. The yen pretty much weakened on Friday and Monday's trading days, so the pound could be an interesting reversal play here. It's already bounced from that 148.96. 154s are at the moment. 155.64 is potential resistance that we're looking at to the left, because what we can see, back in May we hit that level, and back in March we've hit that level. What institutions are potentially looking for to see if this pound has any legs for its reversal, and the yen is an interesting counterplay to play, because the yen is arguably just as weak as the pound. However, the pound strength in this reversal could be triggered around that 155.64 as a target to then reverse that other big daily candle that we had, which started the day at 160.44. You've got an interesting play to play here. If we do get a break here, potential coverage of that wick back up to 158. We could see a retest with a view to hitting back 160s if that idea plays out, and we do see some reversal in the pound against its G8 currency crosses. We can see RSI still sitting relatively low here, 23. So eyes potentially on a reversal on the pound yen. If we switch to the weekly time frame, we're on the weekly time frame now, and as we can see, 148.96, just below the 149 mark. There's a lot of support there, heading all the way back to February 21, where we touched the low from February 21. We've got a multi-bottom support area there, just below those 150s area. We didn't break it, which is a good sign for anyone holding pound against the yen. That also, that big wick there with a very small body candle is also a potential signal for a reversal too. So that's why we're looking at this play potentially. However, that space opening up does also potentially point towards more downside. If price action does continue to the downside, we could see 150 get hit again. And then you're looking at any shorts below 150, 148 to then trigger these lows heading all the way down to 140s, 142 if the pound does continue to move to the downside. Let's see if parity holds against the US dollar. That is the next question. Let's see if the Bank of England intervene. If all of those things happen, then a reversal is in play. If not, we're looking at potentially more downside with the pound under a lot of pressure. So trade safe, stay tuned, all the best.